Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Financing Your Terms with me, your host, Mike Benaziak. Thank you so much for tuning in again. Now, I will apologize right off the bat. You probably noticed that I'm missing my adorable co-host from the last series, Kids and Money. I apologize for that. My daughter, Avon, will probably be making an appearance in future series, so no worries there. But I do want to say I sincerely appreciate the love and support for the last series. The responses and the views were amazing, and I really hope to keep that momentum going here in the future with all of these series coming up. But I will also say, hopefully, I truly hope that series helped you get some valuable information and maybe start or continue some of those conversations with your children, no matter what age group they fall into. So again, thank you so much for that. I really hope that it helped out. Now, going forward, for this series, it's just me. But it's okay. We're going to make do. And the theme for this series happens to be things that are behind the scenes. Things that you may not notice. Things that are happening that you may not see. All right? What the heck do I mean? Well, before we get to it, hold on one second. I got to get something off the printer here. All right, sorry about that. And I just realized you may have seen my flamingo shorts, and there's a reason for that. I promise. Actually, I teased about this because the world we're living in right now, we're all about virtual meetings, Zoom, Skype, etc. So when you're on all these meetings, it's become humorous in a lot of situations, and it's human nature as you're wondering, as you're looking and talking about to everybody, wondering what's going on behind the scenes. What are they wearing? Are they pantsless? Are they pajama pants? There's a martini by the side. What's with their backgrounds, etc. So it's been funny in a few situations, maybe a little problematic in some situations, but it certainly brought up a good topic. And in this case, we're going to turn that into talking about finance behind the scenes. Because technology, not only Zoom, Skype, everything along those lines has made our lives easier, especially nowadays. But with financial technology, that's made our lives easier too. It's easier now than ever before to save for your financial goals. But that also brings up a lot of questions, maybe a lot of confusion about where's that money going, how's it being invested, what are the terms and conditions along with that. And so that's what I want to touch on today, is the fact that you can go and set up accounts that every time you go to the grocery store, it rounds up to the next few cents or the next few dollars and puts it into a savings account for you. It's easy to set up online savings accounts that you just transfer money from your checking account every month or every week into different online savings depending on the different goals that you have. And then the most prominent one is your retirement plan at work. So what's going on behind the scenes? What are things that we're maybe not thinking about that we should? So let's go back to some of those savings accounts. All right, whether it's something that's automatically saving based on when you spend money or automatically saving when you transfer from a checking account. These are really easy to set up. They usually only take a few minutes. But what are some of the things that you want to ask? What are some of the things you might want to research if you haven't already? Well, one is on the investment side. Are you investing into a savings account that just has a set interest rate? Are you investing into different investments? And what are those investments? And do they match with your goals for that account? If we might need the money in 6 months, that's a lot different than needing the money in 5 years. What other strings might there be? There might be limitations on the amounts that you can transfer in, on the amounts that you can transfer out, on the times or the amount of times that you can transfer in or out. Okay, so those are things to be asking. What am I invested in? Does it match what I'm looking for? And then what other things are there that might limit me being able to get at that money, be able to put in the money, etc. Now, retirement plans, even more so. Okay, retirement plans, there's a lot of ways companies can set these things up that make things automated. And again, a lot of this stuff is awesome. We never used to have this before, and they're really good, but do you know? So with retirement plans, once you're eligible, once you're able to set up, a lot of times they'll say, here's the paperwork, or just go to this website, and boom, 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 you're signed up. You're good to go. But a lot of times those retirement plans have default investments. So 401k, for example, might have a default investment. And you fill out your paperwork and you say, I don't know where to put my money, so I'm going to follow what its recommendation is. And a lot of times they're based on your age. And they slot you into that investment or that default investment. All right? Does that investment actually match your risk tolerance, your situation, your age, etc.? Go and look into that. Also, retirement plans nowadays, you'll find a lot of times that they automatically enroll you, okay? Which, do you know that? And maybe your budget right now doesn't allow you to contribute to the 401k, but sometimes you're auto-enrolled. Sometimes they automatically increase on a yearly basis by a percentage or so, okay? And sometimes they're not set up to auto-rebalance, or maybe they are set up to auto-rebalance. But do you know? So those are the questions that you want to ask. And if you have not reviewed your online savings accounts, your online investment accounts, your retirement plan in a while, not only for what you're invested in, but what's automatic and what's not, now's the time to do it, because it could throw off your budget. Okay, if there's certain things automated from an increase standpoint or monthly and your budget changes, sometimes it messes with your investments in the long term. You just need to know. So those are some of the automations that have come about over the last few years or decade or two that, again, are really great and can be a very useful tool so you can kind of set it and forget it. But we don't always want to set it and forget it for too long, because we want to make sure we're reviewing it so that it matches what you're trying to do. So thank you again for tuning in today. This has been Finance on Your Terms with Mike Benaziac. Hopefully this has been helpful. Please share this video as much as possible, and let me know if there's any questions you have on this stuff or any other topics that you want to see, as always. And I will see you again next week. Thanks.